Hey everybody, it's GoblinX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. And today we're going to be playing another premiere draft of the brand new Tarkir Dragonstorm. Without further ado, let's just get into the draft. For our pack one, pick one, several pretty powerful options here, but I'm going to go for the strongest mono-colored option as it leaves us open to a bunch of different decks, especially in a three-color format like this. The Sib Appraiser is a great value play that can fit into Jeskai or Sultai or Teamer, so a lot of different decks it can fall into. The other options here are the powerful three-color rare of Narset Jeskai Waymaster, but she's a little bit narrow. You got to be towards the end of the game where you've already dumped your whole hand for her to start being good, so I think not quite worth the three-color restricted mana cost in terms of taking her really early. And then there's Disruptive Stormbrood for a really nice two-color spell, but I'm just going to go for the really, really good monocolor common there with Sib Appraiser. For pick two, we can stay nice and open here and take a second Sib Appraiser, but this rare I think is genuinely very, very powerful. Could be a good reason to go for a more speculative pick that might not pan out if Sultai gets cut, because this card is just so strong. You get a 3/3 and counter their creature spell, or if you're against a white deck that has enchantment-based removal, this is a really gross trick. They like attack in, you flash in a 3/3 and blow up their Oblivion Ring removal spell, get your other creature back, and now you've got two more blockers out of nowhere. I really like Fangkeeper's Familiar. Might not be right here to take it over just a monocolored card and stay super, super open, especially when it's such a powerful one, but I think I'm going to take Fangkeeper's Familiar. Pick three, a couple pretty reasonable cards. We got Dragon's Prey for pretty solid removal. Obviously, you have to spend 5 to kill a dragon, but that's still going to be worth it if you're killing a dragon. And 3 mana instant speed to destroy anything else is super efficient. Sagu Pummeler, also a really, really nice creature. 4 mana, 4/4 reach. Good roadblock, gives you renew value as well. I don't like a Road Procession too much. I'm going to go for the Dragon's Prey here. Pick number 4. We've got pretty excellent fixing with Sagu Wildling. We've got pretty filler fixing with the Sultai Devotee. Inspirited Vanguard can make an entire army off of just this one spell. You play it, it's a 5 mana 5/4, then every time it attacks, you spit out a 2/2, or make it bigger if that's going to be relevant. I think the Inspirited Vanguard is real strong, so I'm going to go for that here. One thing to note about the format here is that all of the two-color cards are going to be in enemy color pairs, so that they mix well with two of the different clans. So we need to pick between green-black or green-blue, ideally, to be the core two colors of our deck. That way we get to run powerful two-color spells like Kishla Skimmer here. Or the green-black card we saw last pack was the one that like adds extra +1/+1 counters when you're doing +1/+1 counter stuff. But I think Kishla Skimmer is a really, really good reason to play green-blue at the core of our deck. Now, every time that we are harmonizing a card, which is sort of the flashback mechanic in this format, or anytime that we're renewing a card, which we saw earlier, it lets you exile a card from grave to get some counters on your board. We're drawing a card as well. So this is a really good card draw engine for the Sultai decks. So if we play green and blue at the core, we want all of our creatures and low mana value spells to be in green and blue. But it's still okay to splash in like single color removal like Dragon's Prey off of the black pretty easily. So every card we've taken is already really nice for a deck that is green and blue at the very core. Pick 6, we have Evolving Wilds, which is reasonable fixing. Any on-color duel is already quite a bit better, and then Tri-lands are way better. Or we have a really cool rare we can try to play with, the Great Arashan City. Somewhat filler, I think, for decks that don't care at all about playing with your graveyard, but it's good filler where you get to run it over a swamp really easily. If you're a deck that has cards like Kishla Skimmer, then it can go up a lot in value. If we have the Skimmer on board in the city, then every time we exile a creature from our grave and get that 1/1 spirit, we're also drawing a card, which is pretty sick. So if we find other cards like the Skimmer, we could go pretty hard here. Some solid filler black spells, solid filler green creature. I will take the green creature as we want to play green and blue at the core. Pick number 8, Dismal Backwater. Definitely have to take that pretty highly. I do like Earthcarver a lot. I think that's great at the top end of your mana curve, but we certainly need to have a good amount of mana fixing for playing a 3-color clan like Sultai. Here's a Jungle Hollow now that I'm very happy to take, and I'm really happy to see all these cards being in Sultai, but I don't think any of them are super tremendously powerful. The Stalwart Successor plays better in the Obzon decks that have a lot of +1/+1 counter nonsense. Technically, the Renew mechanic can put +1/+1 counters on the board, but we currently have one card at all that works with the Successor, and this would be, again, off of our splash color of black, so I'm just going to take the good fixing. Pick number 10, Dragon Sniper is really efficient. A lot of good abilities for that mana cost. Inoc Wayfarer is also good. If you have Harmonize cards or Renew cards, cards with abilities out of your grave, then that helps a lot. And just helping you get up the mana curve is generally good in this format, but I think I'm still taking Dragon Sniper here. Pick 11, there's that Sagu Pummeler I'm a pretty big fan of. Atoon's Hunter is very cute with the Erosian City, though, so I might go for that. Currently, that's the only card we have that works with it. But I've got the Skimmer, too. Oh, we auto-picked the Pummeler. My bad on that one. My bad on that one. I might have tried out the uncommon there, but Pummeler's probably just a better stat line in a vacuum. Wow, really late Earth Carver. Happy to see that. And a last pick Snakeskin Veil. Feels good to be green in this draft pod. All right, I'm really happy with the colors we've ended up in right now. However, I am only 2 cards deep into blue in terms of early blue spells. Fangkeeper's Familiar is really splashable. Is it worth speculating back towards green-black at the core to take a Carsey Revenant? This card is really strong, but we can't really splash it in. It requires double black, and you want to cast it early. So we need to be green-black / blue if we want to play that Revenant. There's a solid backup plan with Constrictor Sage if we want to just stick to green-blue, but I think that the power level is so high here, it's worth at least speculating on running green-black at the core. Luckily, we're so deep into green, we know that we have green as a solid core color to this deck. We just need to decide between black and blue as the secondary and pick our tertiary off that. So pack 2, pick 2, nice Piercing Exhale for a removal spell in our main color no matter what we do. That makes that a pretty simple, pretty easy pick here. Although Sage of the Fang has some fun synergy, I'm going to take the removal. Pick number 3 now. Got the Evolving Wilds. We've also got Spectral Denial. Looks pretty decent, this deck. 1, 2, 3 power 4 or greater creatures, probably more by the end of the draft. Plus, this is a good format for counter spells because there's so many great bomb rares because of all the color restrictive rares that really up the power level there. Kind of want to go a little deeper to blue maybe for Spectral Denial, we'll see. This is also splashable. It requires a single blue, and you're often casting it later in the game. Opulent Palace, easy. Although I have really liked Dragon's Brood's Relic in Sealed when you're playing like 4 or 5 color sealed stuff. Probably still pretty good in draft when you're really splashing all over the place. A mana rock that then becomes a big spooky dragon late in the game is awesome. It's a very good way to stabilize if you make it to 8 mana. Obviously, you should be getting a pretty big reward if you've made it all the way to 8 mana, and this card does give you that. 4/4 flying lifelink plus kill a small creature and gain 3 when you play it. Pretty excellent stabilizer late. Oh, double skimmer? Okay, we're green-blue at the core. We're green-blue at the core if we can get double skimmer for super absurd card draw going here. Sidisi isn't actually that good. Just not a very consistent card. Yeah, you try to like keep recasting stuff from your graveyard once per turn at sorcery speed. Just gonna take another skimmer. Lock in on green-blue. Here's another green-black duel for us over basically just a worthy cost. I think that is worth it. Pick 7. I only need a single red mammoth. Red mana for Mammoth Bellow. My brain was thinking mana and mammoth at the same time. That could be worth a splash here. If we can get some of those Saga Wildlings and stuff. I don't think this rare land's actually that good. I'm going to speculate on that. I don't think any of the other cards are particularly great, but this is really powerful if we can manage to randomly get red mana. Another Sagu Pummeler's pretty nice. Rainveil Rejuvenator's fine. I do really want Renew cards quite highly with double Skimmer now. There's also another Thornwood Falls for good mana. That would be a pretty high pick, but I think we're doing solid on mana for dual/tri-lands right now. Champion of Doosan, perfect filler for us. 3 mana, 4/2. We can renew later. Draw some cards off Skimmers. Don't think we get to play the double black Revenant. Worthy cost over the Ringing Strike Mastery for sure. The problem with the Ringing Strike Mastery is that they can just get out of it later in the game, and the games do go a little late in this format. Jadecast Sentinel is also cute with the Skimmer, I guess. So we could keep targeting our own cards, putting them back in our deck, and then skimming later. All right, Evolving Wilds, beautiful. It's one red source, I guess. Dragon Brood Relic is also one red source, though. And maybe we get a bunch of tri-lands and super splash that. Ooh, baby, feels good to be blue. We open up the strongest blue rare in the whole set. A 6 mana, 6/7 flyer that bounces 2 non-land permanents when you play it. That is a ridiculously good rate already, but it adds the flexibility of when you're mana screwed. If you just make it to 4 mana and you keep missing land drops, you just draw 3 and discard 1. That's a really good rate at instant speed like that. So it's a really, really excellent card because it does have just a solid backup plan, even if you don't make it to 6 mana. And if you do, it's just a super bomb. Pack 3, pick 2. I don't love any of these on-color cards. Sultai Devotee or splashed in double black Rakshasa. So I kind of want to just take Bloodfell Caves towards our Mammoths. Pack 3, pick 3. We've got the Dragonclaw Strike if our opponent doesn't have instant speed removal. This is pretty good, and if they do, it's really bad. Or we have Roamer's Routine for more fixing. Ramp card. I think I'm trying to take another removal spell here. It's 4 mana. Get a big swing in and clear something out. Hello? Hobzon players are having so much fun. This card is very strong. I don't think it's worth splashing white quite when I can just take a 3rd Skimmer, which is great, or a really excellent removal spell. Wow, these 4 cards are incredible picks for us. All of them. I'm gonna go triple Skimmer. I mean, when else are we gonna have the opportunity to have 3 the same Skimmer in our deck? It's kind of sick. Oh, this is the Snapcaster Mage. The Jeskai one, I got mixed up. The Jeskai one lets you copy your next spell. This one lets you flashback something from grave, which is pretty cool. I think I'm just taking Sipsig Appraiser here, though. But that is pretty fun. Pretty fun. Maybe worth the splash. When we harmonize something from grave, we are triggering the Skimmers, too. Yeah, I'm already trying to splash red for Mammoth Bellow. Sure, let's go full fun. Splashing a Bellow and a Mage at the very top of our curve. Sagu Wildling looks absolutely wonderful here, because it's going to be fixing for our main colors and help us grab our 1 mountain we'll put in the deck. Sorry, Dragon Sniper. This is a very efficient card, quite solid, but mana fixing is going to go a long way with the amount of, crazy mana stuff we have going on here. And I think this is even better than Jungle Hollow because, again, we've got that Red Splash. Red Splash, too. Red Splosh. Oh, hello, Red Splash. Come on in. Karakik Guardian? 6/5 Flying Vigilance Trample. They can't do anything about it until it has blocked or attacked. Until it has dealt damage. Rugged Highlands would also be good, but I'm going big with this deck. Oh my god, nobody's Teamer. Nobody's Teamer. I'm actually Teamer Splash Black. What is going on? Pick 8 Roar of Endless Song. Okay, we're actually Teamer Splash Back. We're so splashy that we want Dragonstorm Globe now. I was going to say we might have be picking up enough fixing and stuff to maybe play the double black card and splash the red, but now it's like, I've got so much red, like the black is the splash. It's green, blue, splash, red, and then just teeny tiny splash black. We're mainly Teamer here. Devotee helps with our teeny tiny black splash. This doesn't help with anything. Maybe the Dragon Brood's Relic. I guess I'm not playing the Outrider. I'm not playing that much black. Whoa! Roamer's Routine looks genuinely good in here. I'm sorry, Revival. I'm not gonna go full 5-color. Oh my god, Sultai Monument's good too. I don't remember what was in this pack because I didn't even notice there was a Sultai Monument, but this is a good piece of fixing. Good piece of fixing. It spits out some zombies later, gets you some blockers, and a last pick Jungle Hollow. So we got fixing incredibly late, later than you should be able to, and that really helped us go for the full 4-color nonsense pile. This is going to be a fun one. It's just a green-blue deck, splash black, splash red. Splash red. It's really just green-blue, which is what lets us do all this splashing and still have a reasonable deck. We've got 2 main colors. We don't have like 3 really deep colors. All of our red cards are very late game plays. All of our black cards as well. Late game counterspell, late game removal spell. So we want just 1 mountain probably. Well, maybe 2. I do want a basic swamp in here, so that I can grab it off of Sultai Monument and grab it off of Sagu Wildling and Roamer's Routine. But I like the Roamer's Routine here a little better than normal because we have 3 skimmers and those will draw a card if we harmonize the Roamer's Routine. So let's see. This mana base is going to be a lot to build. I'll build the mana base after I cut a few cards here. I have an absurd amount of top end right now, so if I'm gonna cut any creatures, I probably need to cut off the top of the curve. We have 17 creatures, which means we have 19, because we have 17 creatures and Roar of Endless Song and Mammoth Bellow. So 19. I'm just cutting a couple of the top end creatures, I think. I feel like Songcrafter Mage has a really powerful ability, but I don't know that this is the deck to utilize it that well. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total cards in the entire deck that it could copy. And only a few of them are actually super strong to copy. And this lets us go a little bit lighter on our splash as well. I'm going to drop that as one of the top end cards, and then probably the Earth Carver, just because these are like big, bomby, explosive cards. Our other top end spells. Premium uncommons to rares in terms of power level versus just a premium common. Yeah, cut that. 3 cuts to go. We've got a Sultai Monument, Dragon Brood's Relic, Dragonstorm Globe, Roamer's Routine, and Sagu Wildling. So as long as I draw 2 lands, I've got 1, 2, 3 extra mana sources there. And if I hit my 3rd land, that's 5 of them. I think I can cut 1 land here. Go to 16. Treat the Saga Wildling as basically a second Evolving Wilds. Because pretty much every time I draw it, I'm just going to immediately Roost Seek. And then we also have the Sultai Monument that's not quite able to just 1-for-1 say this is another Evolving Wilds, because getting to 2 mana in the opening hand's a little harder than just getting a green mana in it if we build the deck right. But it's close to that. And so having that plus a Dragon's Brood Relic and a Dragonstorm Globe and a Roamer's Routine, I think can justify a 1 land cut here. I don't need a super high creature count for this deck, I think. I don't really want to get overwhelmed by aggro, though, and I don't have a lot of early removal. Our removal is Piercing Exhale, which we need a good creature on board to cast, Dragonclaw Strike, which we need a creature on board to cast, a counterspell, which is only going to be relevant against their late game play, another counterspell only relevant against their late game play, and then 1 like solid removal spell with Dragon Spray. So what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of interaction, but they're almost all pretty late game. So I do feel there is risk in just cutting another 2-drop like a Leopard here, maybe getting overrun by aggro a little more often, and just early threats in general. Because then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 2-mana or less creatures to play. That is the average count you want to shoot for, at least like 5, but I still think as filler as the Leopard is, just having another card early could be helpful. I just could not find the room for something to cut here. Because everything in this deck is so good and so synergistic. Right, like I don't want to cut any of their new cards with Triple Skimmer. Simsic Appraiser is just an incredible value play. Familiar's a great rare. Vanguard can take over the game. Guardian's super strong. River Regent's super strong. Like everything else throughout the whole mana curve, I think is better than the Leopard by a lot. Yeah, you have to cut some amount of non-creature stuff, but it's difficult when I really need all the fixing and then I also want all the interaction. I definitely can't cut these big bomb creatures at the top of the curve, Mammoth Bellow, Roar of Endless Song. These are both 2/5/5s off one spell. Like, that's just a huge finisher. I like Snakeskin Veil in this deck because we do have big spooky creatures. Being able to hexproof trick one of those could win us the game. Just counter their first removal spell. If they don't have a second, that's just GG. Also, it'll be really nice if we have that in hand alongside a Piercing Exhale or Dragonclaw Strike, just to make sure, even if our opponent has mana up, these will resolve and they don't 2-for-1 us. Yeah, I think Snakeskin Veil's great in this deck. I've got the mana base to be able to crack the relics, so I think that's super worth it. Because even without hitting the white splash color, relic gives us the white mana. The globe seems important for fixing. The monument seems important for fixing. I guess I have enough powerful sorcery speed plays that I'm not often going to be able to just hold mana up for a counterspell like Spectral Denial. So maybe that's the cut. We get pretty low on interaction, but we have really powerful plays of our own, and we still have Exhale, Dragonclaw Strike, Dragon's Prey, and Fangkeeper's Familiar. I think I'm going to do it. I gotta cut something here, and I really don't want to cut fixing. I can't really cut the Great Top End. Maybe we could cut a Vanguard, actually, to keep the counterspell in. Even without Vanguard, I've still got Double Pummeler, Familiar, Regent, Guardian, Bellow, Roar. That could be the safer play. Play the counterspell or the Vanguard, but I think I'm going to run it like this. Definitely got to get our mana base in order, though. I want 1,000,000 green sources, that's for sure. 19 green cards, then 10 blue, then 4 red, 2 black. So green, incredibly important, followed by blue, which is still pretty important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want at least 9, preferably 10 green sources in here so that I always have access to Roost Seek if it's in my hand. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green sources, plus a Sultai Monument can pick up green. It's like 10 green sources, because even a 2-land colorless hand can get to the Sultai Monument to get the forest. Probably good enough, but if I have room for another green, I'm absolutely putting it in here. Blue sources, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 9, 6 sounds about right. Plus Sultai Monument, Wildling, Dragonstorm Globe, Roamer's Routine. Cool. My issue is I think I'm going to have to cut a blue for a black, just so that I have a basic swamp so I can get it off Sultai Monuments and Roamer's Routine. And I kind of need the mountain to be able to get that off the Roamer's Routine. Because, yeah, then black and red really don't need that many sources, but we need to be able to grab them off of Evolving Wilds and Wildling and Routine and stuff like that. So our black's going to be really easy to hit, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black sources without playing a basic swamp in here. I only have 2 black cards. It might... It's a hard sell, but it might be better to run another island over a swamp Not being able to tutor black off of Wildling and Roamer's Routine and Sultai Monument is rough, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black lands and a Dragonstorm Globe and a Dragonbrood's Relic. So that's 9 ways to get black still for just 1 familiar and 1 Dragon's Prey. I think that lets us justify running the extra island here towards that core color for turn 2 Kishla Skimmers. And then the 1 of Mountain is definitely going to be enough for this red, since we can tutor it. We have way less red non-basics though, so the 1 Mountain is actually pretty important, because without this insane amount of black sources, without this insane amount of non-basic red sources, we rely a lot on tutoring them out with Evolving Wilds, Roamer's Routine, Sagu Wildling, all that stuff. All right. That looks like how we want the mana base to be. This looks like a really fun, potentially pretty powerful deck here. We are going to have to draw decent mana, but we've got tons and tons and tons of fixing, so I think we can do so and have a pretty fun time with this one. Our biggest weakness is probably a lack of interaction. We certainly have some. We have Exile, Strike, Dragon's Prey, the Fangkeeper counterspell. But I think that there are, as I've said, tons of really, really strong rares and mythics and stuff, big multicolored incredible creatures like Familiar, Roar of Endless Song, Mammoth Bellow type stuff, the big giant river regent that I think you do want a ton of removal in this format, and we don't have a ton. We have a pretty average amount here, so that could be the thing that I'm the most worried about. But outside of that, the deck looks real strong, and I'm super excited to see how it does. So without further ado, let's hop back into this super sweet draft format, get into some more gameplay. All right, here we are on the draw for game number 1. Yeah, that's a definite keep. I need to draw land to cast this Roamer's Routine, which is a little awkward, but we are on the draw to help do so. And I still get to play the Dragon's Brood Relic on 2, but obviously I need a creature on board for that to give me mana. Uh-oh. We go 0 for 3 on land draws here. We're going to have a problem. But as long as we hit 1 land draw, we ramp in everything else in the hand. Oh god, no. 3 mana bomb rare? And that is not a land. So we get to stare at their 3 mana bomb rare. Pray? Alright. Well, certainly a part of Magic. I think this keep is 100% reasonable, because it, again, is just 1 land draw away from a million mana. We get to play the routine, get the blue source. The blue source lets us start playing creatures. 1 mana away from removal as well. Draw 3, discard 1, even if I get stuck on mana. Once I have the skimmer down, that's another mana from Dragonbrood's Relic. I can harmonize the routine. But we just didn't find our land till the 5th draw, and our opponent played a 3 mana bomb, so that makes the hand look extra bad. Or that makes the keep look extra bad, but I think it was just mostly rough variance. That made this hand look so terrible. Can we even survive? I can shump block with a skimmer. I can double skimmer here, which makes that not as horrible. They removal spell, we cannot survive. I mean, at this point, we're just seeing how long we can last. There's definitely no big chance of winning or anything. They do have the removal, so that is a game. Just classic Magic variance kind of game there. Nothing much we could do. Except Mulligan, but again, I think that was a pretty reasonable keep. We just got the lower end of the stick in terms of the luck of the draw there. 0-1 heading into game 2. Here we are for game 2. This is even better mana because we have all of our colors pretty much locked in, even if we don't draw land naturally this time. So this one has absolutely zero risk of having perfect mana. It's a pretty beautiful hand. Apologies about my stomach growling. It's gonna be doing that. Tend to record pretty much right before dinner. It's ready. Three mana, 3/3. You got it. I kind of want to save this skimmer for a turn where I can play it and renew something immediately. Like, I can play it now and hold up a Snakeskin Veil, but I think it's just better to wait till we have stuff in grave, because I have a champion that I can renew and a Bellow I can harmonize. So I certainly will be able to get immediate value off of it later, even next turn, potentially. If they tap out, I just go skimmer and champion a counter onto it, draw a card. They do tap out, and that'll be a 3/3 block of the messenger, which means they'll need removal for the skimmer as well. Beautiful. Okay, bounce the skimmer. Green, blue, 1/2 mana up. So, I mean, next turn, no matter what, I'm going to have to wildling towards Mammoth Bellow anyway, so I can play a skimmer and do that in the same turn. I think we keep it. Is there anything castable if I go mountain here? Skimmer. No. Skimmer plus the city is pretty wild. I kind of forgot I had that. That means I definitely should have kept the skimmer on top, so I'm glad I did. Shrine Keeper is very good. Draws them a card every time it hits us, so that is a free 2-for-1 for them at least. I can removal that and still have a Snakeskin Veil up in case they try to kill the skimmer in response. And then I can Arashan City. I believe that's instant speed. I really hope it is. I'll double check. It is instant speed. So I can Arashan City the first skimmer away if they don't force me to Snakeskin Veil. Draw a card, get a 1/1. We got the skimmer plus city combo, which is just awesome in a triple skimmer deck. Probably the best Arashan City deck I will ever draft in this format. I doubt I'm going to ever get it with 3 skimmers again. But maybe we'll find some other really strong synergy. Who knows? There's been a lot of just really cool stuff going on in the set. Oh, is it during your turn? Oh, it's during your turn early. Or only, not early. Well, that's a little weaker of a combo than I was hoping, but that's still very strong. Certainly punted a little bit this game. This is concerningly large, off of just a couple spells. Tempted to Dragon's Prey. At least hold it up. Can't really hold it up and do anything else. I'll have a 5/5 blocker. And then I have the Bellow draw a card off skimmer later. Alright, so I should not have used the city and gotten my 1/1 there. But I do think I should have held up Snakeskin Veil instead of doing that at sorcery speed. I mean, what I meant to say is I shouldn't have done that at instant speed since it wasn't going to draw me a card. But I still think it would be better to hold up Snakeskin Veil than to just draw the 1 card off of it last turn. Although that could probably be wrong. Alright, they didn't end up playing any removal, so certainly in hindsight, it would have worked out pretty well if I just sorcery speeded the city at one turn. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful position here, I feel. Another 5/5 draw a card. Big Inspired Vanguard coming up. No creatures in grave, because I flubbed it. But I do have the Dragon's Prey up here. Frostcliff Siege. +1/+0, Trample Haste. Very big with the Brushmaster. There's the Molten Exhale to kill the Skimmer. We definitely have to Dragon Spray that Brushmaster. Hoo boy. This an instant? Thank God it's a sorcery. Alright. Boop that thing. Take 3. I've got red, tons of black. I've got a blue. I do need double blue for my dragon rare, so we'll get another blue here. I've already got triple green. Exhale's a good draw. Yeah, I can do that and play the Vanguard. They're playing off the top now. They can flash this thing back, but it's 3 damage. Yeah, they're already conceding. All right. Sick stuff that game. We are 1-1 now, heading into game number 3. Definitely didn't play it out perfectly, though. There was some learning moments there for sure. Did not realize the skimmers only trigger during your turns. That's going to be very useful information in the future, considering we are a deck with 3 skimmers in it. No green source in the opener is about as bad as the mana can get for this deck. Every single card in our hand is green. I do have 9 green sources in the deck to try to draw into, but we're not even on the draw here, so we do not hit that green immediately. I'm in such a big world of hurt. I think I have to mull. All right, there we go. Very slow hand here, actually, but certainly a keep. I just pick up the mountain off the wildling anyway. Yeah, that's honestly going to be the play. Put the mountain back, pick it up off wildling. I guess I probably could have just kept the mountain and put the wildling back in the deck then, but this way's funnier. Blue, red, white, black. All right, so they're either Mardu, red, white, black, or they are like 4 or 5 color. Ooh, that's a sick draw. Let's get our second blue in case we hit that rare. Off the Roamer's routine. Reigning Victor. All right, I'm taking some damage here and praying they cast another creature next turn. What does this do? Gain 3, Surveil 3. Gain 3, Surveil 3, trade into Victor might be worth it, but I think I'm supposed to wait till the end of their turn in case they cast a creature main phase 2. They don't. That is not what I wanted to see at all. Oh, I didn't even have it up. I'm so dumb. I didn't even have green and black because I couldn't get green and black off Jungle Hollow all at once. So I literally, I didn't even have the the counter up that I needed. That's so funny. That actually worked pretty well for me. That they didn't play a creature then. Yeah, they're just gonna use their monastery, sure. That's so funny. Go to 11. All right, well. We're gaining 3, surveilling 3 then. These are just fantastic draws all around. Yeah, I'm just going to Regent next turn. Then Skimmer plus Routine. Okay, unless they've got a counter off their blue. This should be phenomenal. Seeing as they are Mardu at the core, looks like a blue splash. A counter would be very surprising. Just use the monastery again, alright. Jeskai Monument, that's a good one. 2/1/1 flyers at least. This does 6 to a flyer, doesn't it? Oh my god, this rare dragon is so big. It gets around the uncommon that was built to kill dragons. That's wild. There's the Jeskai Monument. Pick up the land and then crack it, get a couple birds. Maybe? Or if they have removal, obviously cast that instead. Sure. Remove the Regent. Super fine. We go to 11. Going to Value Town. If I routine now, I don't drop Razor, though. Yeah, I guess I can just play a gigantic hexproofing incredible blocker. That seems like a decent play as well. This is also really good to have on board with Piercing Exhale, so that I know they can't counter my Exhale with removal. We do want to do it at the timing where, like, while I'm declaring an attack with it, then I want to Piercing Exhale that way. Because if I Piercing Exhale, this creature will have dealt damage and it'll lose Hexproof. So then, like, they would be able to kill it before I declare an attack with it, potentially, if I did it at the wrong time. Ooh, Siegebreaker? Making Iridescent Tiger copies every turn for a bajillion mana? Never mind, I kind of have to not die. So I guess I have to block and then let this get killed by a removal spell. If I if I trade with Siegebreaker, what on earth just happened to me? Iridescent Tiger Siegebreaker is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen that card do. I mean, either one of those cards. If I trade with it, they get all the mana back. Okay, they don't actually get any mana if I don't trade. Because all the mana that came out during Declare Attackers. So without an instant, they don't actually do anything with it. Oh, it's if you cast it. That's what happened. Never mind. Okay. So they are tapped out. Thank goodness. I thought that was going to be insanely good. I really did, but you know how modern Magic is. We got to put all these safety valves on stuff. Now, we already lost Hexproof, so kill the... Well, hold up. Yeah. I guess I do this after attacking so my 3/3 can get in because it's a 4 toughness card. Yeah, I'll still have a 6/5 blocker for the 3/1. I'll also have a Skimmer. Could play Skimmer and Devotee. No, I don't. Oh, I do have enough green for that. I've got triple green. Yeah, I'll have enough blockers. So we kill the Siegebreaker after attacks. That the 3/3 gets into. Okay. As you can see, I still don't know what is going on with the set, but I love it. So many misplays. Sure, rebuke the big Dargon. They have like 3 removal spells. This is a nightmare. Even 2 is pretty bad for me. Oh, the Shrine Keeper. Is that the second copy, or is this just the second opponent that's played it? Second opponent that's played it. My brain's forgetting everything. I guess we go to 5 and let them draw a card. Either way, they get a card worth of value. They draw a card or we're down a card. Hello, Mammoth Bellow. Ay. I need stuff to deal with flyers. I don't need mammoths on the ground. Three flyer would do it, but it's going to be too late. And they have the indestructible swing. This Shrine Keeper's going ham, and I don't appreciate it in the slightest. Double reigning victor? Man. That's gross. Goodbye, my board. Guess we're 1 and 2 here. Yeah, there's no out to this board. I mean, I do gain 3. I'm actually at 7. Maybe that's alive? No, double token here. Guess I might as well see how much damage this is. Ah, that Shrine Keeper was so huge for our opponent. I think we were in a pretty decent position without that, but that really flipped things there. And they just had a lot of removal, too. That's the thing. That's the biggest weakness of our deck, the biggest strength of theirs. The well-timed Rebuke plus Skirmish versus us casting 1 removal spell. Wow, alright. Triple removal versus 1 removal spell. Yeah, biggest weakness of the deck, definitely coming in pretty hot there. If we just had removal for Shrine Keeper, could make that go quite a bit differently, but 1 and 2 it is, heading into game 4. Alright, here we are, with, in my opinion, an incredible deck, down at the 1-2 bracket. It is time to rally into a 6-win streak. Let's go. Jungle Hollow, and pass the turn. We've got beautiful Sultai mana for this hand. There's a Dragon Sniper as well. But I'm just going to get the Monument out of the way and then play 2 creatures or the 1 champion, depending on if they have anything on board. If they don't have anything on board, I'll just play champion. If they do, we'll play double Death Toucher and really keep ourselves quite well defended. Alright, 4-bear, sure. That also makes me want to just play a champion, honestly. Because I think I'd rather trade that off than these two because of the graveyard ability when I have 3 skimmers in my deck. We both have irrelevant graveyard ability off the trade, but be pretty fine with it. Dragonstorm Globe to hit their 2nd color. Alright, we have Familiar up next turn, and then we have Sultai Monument, maybe the turn after that. If I don't hit an untapped land, I can instead just Roost Seek for a mana and still have Familiar up. That's probably not worth it. I can just play the Sands. Probably got a little too greedy with this card last game. That could be a big part of our downfall as well. Had I just flashed it in the very first opportunity and taken the trade, we would have taken a lot less damage early. So if they just don't cast a creature here, okay, thank goodness, that's really lucky. If they don't cast a creature here, I'm probably just going to gain the 3 and Surveil 3, and I'm just going to start playing it like that from now on, and just making sure I'm getting my value out of my mana every turn, instead of sitting there holding up a bunch of mana turn over turn and doing nothing with that mana. I think that was potentially a large part of our downfall. Guard and a Trade Route Envoy draw card, very nice. There's a Sagu Pummeler over here. Three into the 4/3. 1/1 Death Touch on the 2/3. All good with me. Go wide or go tall here? I'm gonna go into the sky. This should be the hardest of the options for them to block. The 2/2s, it would be the easiest for them to block 1/2/2 without losing a creature. The Pummeler would be the next easiest to block because they could play like a 2/2 and a 2/3 this turn or something like that. I think the Wildling is going to be the most likely way to get some damage in here. And it's only 1 less damage than the other 2 options. Sultai Monument, okay, they are really stuck on mana. If they're on 5 planes, but they're running Sultai Monument for black, green, and blue. Could be an Obzon deck, white, black, green, using that for green-black fixing. They do grab a Forest. Play a Dawnbreaker. Whale Shoot. Alright, I top deck perfectly, so it doesn't matter. I can Piercing Exile that with Death Touch. Oh yes, Dragon Brood's Relic when I've got the 8 mana. I guess I don't. I've got 7 out of 8. Still worth it, I think. Six on board, the Relic will be the 7th. 1 land drawn, we make the big life-linking dragon. Ugin! Eugene! The best pack 1 pick 1 in the entire set. Because it is an incredible colorless mythic that's stronger than the majority of even 3 color spells. Oh, I'm gonna be so frustrated if we end this draft to an Ugin. Any more monuments and globes and stuff, it's so bad for me, but it's not like I can even kill Ugin. I put him to 4 and then he goes back to 6. They're at 13, they gain 3 a turn. So I'm only even like hitting them for like 2. Oh god. Man, that is magic, ain't it?
Open your mind to possibility.
Stormplay Entertainment. No, double blocker. Even a 2/3 blocker is huge here because of our 2/2s. Oh my god, I can't stop Ugin from ulting. Guess I can with Death Touch Trample. I mean, if Ugin only has 11 loyalty, the ult isn't even that good unless they got insanely lucky and the colorless spells are powerful, but they're generally just going to be like a globe and a monument or something. So the ultimate only really matters if Ugin is still on the board when it resolves to exile stuff. And Ugin will be in the grave before it triggers, I believe, before the cast trigger. Because Ugin will have 0 loyalty, die to state-based actions before the spells go on the stack. I think that's how it works. I guess because I'm not sure, I probably still have to hit Ugin a little. You know what? If I die to Ugin being able to exile stuff even though he's at 0 loyalty, then fine, Magic can be a jerk like that. That would be an absurd way to die. They plus the Ugin.
Focus. Breathe.
They could just crack their monument here. Even if they have nothing good in their hand, which is unlikely with Ugin having stuck around so long. Gain 3, draw an extra card every turn is just so hard to get through. Host of the Hereafter. Get a 4/4. Get a Battle Priest as well. Put a counter on creature each turn. Yeah, these are individually just okay cards. It's just all the Ugin value. It's a pretty big one. It's my only way to stop Ugin from ulting while still being on board and just exiling my whole board. And they have no flyers. Yeah. And they have no flyers.
You waste your strength. Open your mind to possibility.
Next turn I can use the Relic to keep Ugin on 11. Attack them for 6 in the sky, put them to 7. I have 10 flying power on board. They gain to 3 next turn. They're still at 10. So I can get a 2-turn kill here, potentially. If they don't find a flyer, or a way to kill one of our flyers. Oh, it is 3 damage instead of just 2. That's even better.
You fight without purpose.
Okay. Lethal on board for the crackback. They can't kill a flyer this turn. Their final 2 draws to get there. Their draw for turn and their draw off of Ugin.
Insight is vital to success.
The amount of time they're thinking here is either a really good or really bad sign. Right of renewal. Is the Stormbrew based on mana value to where it can kill our flyer? Oh my god, they get to pick up a monument and trigger off Ugin.
Power belongs to the patient.
At least the Stormbrood is based on power and not mana value. Dragonback Lancer for a Flying Trumper as well. And they can buff it and it's the trade. Wow. And we flood. So I attack Ugin, trade, they cast every card of the spell in their deck, exile my whole board, kill me. I'm at 29, so they don't instantly kill me, but great. I think that's as well as we could have done this game. I think the one game we stood a chance was game number 2. I think I played way too defensively with our Sultai rare. That was the big learning moment here. Like, we gave them, I think, like 3 turns in a row where we just sat there with 4 open mana and did nothing with it. If I just played it immediately, we would have definitely won that. Not definitely won it, but we would have had a way better chance. Game 1 was unwinnable, and Game 3 was certainly unwinnable as well. Brutal run, just some tough variants for us for the first and third loss. We only had 1 potential game to really try to outplay our opponent and keep the win streak going, and I failed to do that. I got too greedy with our Sultai counter creature rare, and that puts us to a 1-3 run today. Still love this deck. I still think I drafted it out quite well and got rewarded with some late fixing too to make the deck even stronger. I don't think there's much wrong with this deck at all. I think we just had rough variance for 2 games and just played it out wrong, just misplayed for the second loss there. It happens to the best of decks. But sad that it happened today because I would have loved to play with this deck a lot more. I'm just going to move on now. This is insurmountable. 1-3 is the bummer of a record for today. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.